Hello, everyone. I am live. It's been a minute. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. on the dot on December 21st, the first day of winter, also known as the winter solstice. Anyway, so it appears we have a phenomenon going on. I'm sure everybody has heard about it by now. We have drones happening, and I'm going to give it a minute because I am live. And this was last minute. I'm going to see if anybody comes in the chat. But I just wanted to address this situation real quick. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to do well during the apocalypse because I'm probably going to laugh my way through it like I laugh at everything and everyone on a regular basis. God help me. So I'm trying hard to be serious, okay? But I can't be. At some point, like, it's just so bizarre and so ridiculous. So let's backtrack. I don't think anybody's coming in the chat. I don't even know if the chat's working. Okay. So we have this phenomenon of these drones invading the skies. Now, oh, there's one person here. Hi. Anyway, so we have this phenomenon of this drone situation invading the skies in America. I think the most it's getting talked about is in the Northeast, New Jersey. Now, I'm from Connecticut originally, and there's a lot of sightings up there. People are just wild. So before I address I don't even know where to start. So obviously the general consensus every time there's something weird going on in the sky is that it's aliens, okay? Now, if you're a practicing Catholic with just even a small amount of grace that has been given to you through the sacraments, through your faith, you will probably realize how ridiculous that is. So just a little backtrack. There's plenty of information out there, but as most Catholics understand it to be, aliens, as they're talked about, are demons. So the general public not really interested in that theory because that would mean they would have to change their lifestyle and a whole bunch of stuff would have to go into that people are just not interested in hearing about. So for years, I have beaten my head against the wall trying to make people see the light, trying to use logic, trying to use reason. But we are so far past that in 2024, almost about to be 2025. I don't see any other way to address this issue but by playing on and playing into the stupidity of the general population. Now, before I get into that, let's talk about these drones. What are they? Who knows? Don't know. I don't think, I know they're not aliens, okay? So that's number one. They're definitely not aliens. My knowledge of drones is very limited. I will say that I have an employee who is a drone pilot. So you have to actually go through, it's a very lengthy, expensive process. It's like $1,500 run, but to be able to fly a drone, and there's all these regulations. It's very regulated. It's not unregulated, okay? It's not like anybody can just launch a drone up there and whatever. There's certain areas you can't fly over. You have to have it registered. You have to follow all the rules, stuff like that. So obviously the authorities know what's going on. Now, is it a conspiracy? Are all these drone sightings related to each other? I don't know. I will say this: the ones that I have seen pictures of, because I have family in Connecticut still, and they've taken pictures of drones over their neighborhood. And these are not your normal like hobby drones, I would say. These are like commercial, military, something. I don't know. It's odd. I will say that there is something off. There is something odd about it. What I don't understand is why everybody's first inclination is to accuse Martians or aliens, whatever, of operating these things. So I've gotten so tired of this argument that I have come up with a whole plan. And you know what? Jesus may not be happy with me. I have to pray about this, but I'm just going to get ahead of the alien invasion. Okay, you guys want to, there's an alien invasion coming, great. Let's go with that. Let's run with that. Because I have the solution to the alien invasion. So the solution to the alien invasion, aka demons, is very simple. It's holy water, blessed rosaries, miraculous metals, scapulars, more holy water. So if we're gonna go with that, then I'm just gonna stock up on what I know defeats the aliens, aka the demons, and then I'm going to sell that to the stupid population. Now, before everybody gets on me about how we're not allowed to sell blessed stuff, okay, maybe I'll trade it for food or whatever, or maybe I'll just sell my pretty bottles for $25,000 with the holy water free. I don't know, but I know it defeats the aliens. And so while I'm going about my black market of alien defense, I will profit, because you have to use your head here, right? People, you have to speak their language. So it's like sales, right? People aren't going to be told anything, especially when it comes to deeply held beliefs and deep brainwashing. Let's put it that way. People don't want to spend years trying to prove that a theory is true. They're not going to listen to, oh, this theory is not true. They're going to hold to that. So, okay, I'm going to speak your language, and I'm going to use my brain, and I'm going to profit off your stupidity because I don't know another way. And hopefully in the process of that, you will have some sort of conversion when you see that the holy water defeats the aliens. I say it's a win-win-win for everyone, especially me, and I like to win. And I don't have another way to address it, guys. Like, I'm out of, I don't exactly know. I hope I don't live to see the apocalypse. I'm telling you right now, because I'm just gonna laugh my way through it. I can't. It's just mass hysteria. It's like, I'm on these like community Facebook groups, right? And it's like, just, you know, we're supposed to be talking about like community, like what restaurants are good. Well, these jokers over here are just night after night with these drone pictures. And I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I'll just be honest, guys. Like, I can't do it. And why is it a conspiracy? Like, there's always drones in the sky. So the ones, like I said, that are in the Northeast are a little sketchy. And I'm not saying that there's not an actual threat. Who are they looking for something? I've heard theories they're looking for nukes, they're looking for stuff, maybe. I know prominent politicians are canceling their travel plans over Christmas. That's interesting. But I'm telling you, I'm just gonna roll with it. Yes, there's aliens. We're about to face an alien invasion. And let me sell you the solution to your problems. And by the way, it works because direct descendants from apostolic succession, direct descendants from St. Peter. I mean, we can go into the whole thing, but we're going to have to speak these people's language, because there's the logic and the reason has left Earth. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. So I don't know. What do you guys think these drones are? I mean, let's go with they're aliens. Okay. Let's do that. I'm tired of arguing. I'm not arguing anymore. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just going to get ahead of it. I'm a business owner. I have to think with my brain. I'm going to survive the apocalypse because I'm going to trade holy water for food or whatever I have to do. Okay. It's very odd. We are living in strange times. And then we have this crazy thing with this CEO of United Healthcare being offed. It was like, looked like a hit to me. They perp walked him like John Gotti, Italian kid, crazy. I will say there's upheaval in the healthcare industry. So I have a family member that is extraordinarily high up, has been her whole life in the healthcare, not the healthcare system, but the insurance side of things. And she was actually a liaison between the government and these big corporations, the health insurance corporations. They just canned her right before the CEO got shot. Right before, like 2, 3 weeks before Christmas, gone. Treated her like a criminal, confiscated all her equipment, everything. Crazy. No explanation, nothing. Restructuring. So there's something going on weird in the health insurance area. I don't know what. And also that whole thing, it to me it looks like, and I don't know, I'm speculating, but to me it looks like, from what I'm seeing, because the people are now behind this shooter guy, it looks like they're trying to start a revolution to bring in socialist healthcare. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong, but I don't really have a solution to that, other than maybe I'll have to get ahead of that by selling my herbs, my herbal remedies. I don't know. I'm just going to sell my way through the apocalypse like I do everything else, because that's who I am. So I don't know. It's just so insane to me that it's like you can't really confront it directly. So everybody, Catholics, you have to just confront it in your own way. And just speak the language, I guess. Speak the language to blend in, profit off it, benefit off it, and then pray for conversion, because we're surrounded by absolute madness. I've just honestly never seen anything like it in my life. People who I know and respect, previously respected, that are like logical, sane people, not so much anymore. And it's weird, and I'm taking notes. I'm keeping it all up here, right, of who is buying into this alien stuff. So when the aliens land, I can go sell them my holy water. You know, I don't know. Maybe there will be no money by then. Maybe the dollar will be devalued. Whatever. I'll take 3 hamburgers for the little holy water. This one's going to be a whole chicken. Like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But confronting it head on is no longer an option. It's just not. So anyway, who's in the chat? What do you guys think the drones are? Because I honestly, I don't know. I think it's a lot of hysteria. I think it's a lot of hype. But I think there actually is a legitimate problem. I don't necessarily view the drones as the problem, but I think they might be looking for something. I honestly don't know. It's very odd. It's a very odd scenario. Is it a psyop to begin to roll out the technocracy, if you will? Is there going to be martial law where the drones are watching you? Is there going to be, you know, I know in China or whatever, everything, there's food and stuff delivered by drones now. Is it some commercial entrepreneur in conjunction with the government doing something? I don't know. Is it a foreign government? That I don't think. Could be, but I don't think so. Now, we know Iran has used drones in Israel. But mostly those are like distractions, and that could be very well what's going on here, but they'll send them like a lot of them just all at once, like a wave of them, couple waves of them. Israel will shoot them down, and you know, it's a way to make them extend their resources, or exhaust their resources, if you will. Is it that? I don't think so, because we're not shooting them down. It's a lot of strange things. Hi, Carrie. She says, hello, St. Thomas the Apostle, pray for us. Happy and blessed Ember Saturday of Advent. You as well. I just actually came back from confession, and there was long lines. I actually had to call in a backup priest, so that was nice to see. So people are at least trying to take their faith seriously, and that's a good sign. You know, there's nothing stronger than a good confession. So that's a positive thing. And I will say, I've been going to this church now for, I want to 4 or 5 years. And I try to go to confession regularly, mostly because I need to, because here I am trying to sell my way through the apocalypse. I have issues, right? But usually I'm in and out, and it's been within the last 6 months or so where if I don't get there early, and I'm talking like 20 minutes early, I am waiting for like 40 minutes. So it's annoying, but it's a great thing. You know, you can't be mad about it. So that's hopeful, because the more people that convert, the more people that have that grace, the more clearly people are going to see. And I guess scripture says it, right? A great delusion and all this stuff. But for us who are not deluded, it's almost harder. It's like, what do you do? So you can't fight with people. I guess you just meet them where they're at, you know? You meet them where they're at and you talk about how holy water defeats aliens. Like, I don't know how else to say it. So I'm stocking up on the holy water. Like, you guys, you go with your guns and your bullets and all, whatever. But you can't shoot a demon. I know that because God has given me the understanding. So I'm going to be 3 steps ahead like I always am. And maybe that will make you convert, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? It's about saving souls. It's about trying to convert as many people as you can. And, you know, back in the day, all the great saints knew that you have to meet people's physical needs to convert them. You know, it's a 2-part series, right? It's like you meet their physical needs, because if they're starving to death, they're not going to be able to really focus on the spiritual side of things. And so that's why feeding the poor is a corporal act of mercy and things like that. Carrie says, praise God for the prodigal son returning to their father. Absolutely. And that was me. That was kind of my story as well. I didn't always live the best life. So, you know, you have to have patience in just, it was the Blessed Mother who brought me back. So I pray a lot of rosaries. I pray a lot of rosaries for the people around me. And it's hard. And I'm not a patient person. And I'm sarcastic. And I don't take things serious. It's a whole thing. But God also uses his imperfect people where they're at. So I'm a business owner, you know, that's how I think. I think as an entrepreneur. So I'm like, okay, well, how are we going to sell our way through the apocalypse when everything crashes? Well, here we go. You know, so I don't know. God might not be happy. I guess we'll find out. But anyway, drones. Yeah, I don't know what to make of them. I'm a little concerned about not the drones themselves, but people's reaction to them. So we're supposed to be traveling after Christmas up north, and I don't know, I'm a little weirded out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I know Trump was supposed to go to New Jersey. He canceled those plans because of the drones. Kamala, the president, or the vice president, was supposed to go to California. She's now at the White House. Biden was making a rare appearance in the White House. It's a lot of weird stuff going on, you know. It's very odd. I know Putin told the Russians not to travel to the West, to America and Canada specifically for the Christmas break. His reasoning was because we're persecuting them and he didn't want to see Russians locked up. Who knows? Russia's another one. It's like masters of propaganda. What do you believe? There's almost too much information. And I say this a lot. There's too much information. There's a lot of bad information. There's a lot of viral stuff that turns out to not be true, but it's like too late because it ingrains itself in the consciousness of the public. And I think we're seeing a lot of that happen right now with these drones, and with everything else. But very strange times. I hope that everybody has a blessed Christmas. I can't believe Christmas Eve is Tuesday already. We have a crazy week coming up for us. So we're Italian, so Christmas Eve is always our big deal. Feast of the Seven Fishes. My daughter sings in the choir for the Mass, the Christmas Eve Mass, and then we'll be back in church on Christmas morning because my son altar serves. So that's great, but it's a busy time, you know, trying to get gifts, trying to worry about drone. I mean, there's a lot going on, you know, there's a lot going on. As far as the drones are concerned, though, like I said, I am more concerned about people's reactions to them than I am the actual drones. Carrie says, makes one think part of the agenda. Yeah, stay close to Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, pray, fast, trust, and know he is with us always. Yeah, no, I agree. And like I said, that's why it's so hard. It's hard to understand what it's about until it's like hindsight's 2020. Like, until it reveals itself, it's like it could be any number of things. Is it a psyop? Are they looking for nukes? Definitely not aliens, but is that what they're trying to make it seem like? I know they had who is that? I'm sorry. Let me not start. Let me not make fun of people. I just love confession. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was up there talking about aliens, and I can't do it. I can't do it. But anyway, that was like recent, like before this drone situation started, they were making a big deal about aliens in the government. It's just odd. It's just very odd. And then it also makes me wonder because now that Trump is going to take over in January, he now has Elon Musk up in there doing the Department of Waste Management or Efficiency, whatever they're calling it. And obviously we know with him, he's got the Starlink, he's got the SpaceX, he's got all this crap, and it's like, what? He's like almost bigger than NASA, and he's just like one. It's going to be an interesting. Well, it's already interesting, but I think it's just going to keep getting more interesting, and something eventually is, going to give like. And look at the stock market right now. The stock market is just at an all-time high, and I think I just read Warren Buffett is preparing for an all-out crash. There's just a lot of things that could happen. And who knows the timeline? I tend to think the first thing to look for is the civil wars. But who knows? So that's, that comes from a lot of prophecies, a lot of old prophecies. Marie Julie Jehani, Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich, Blessed Elena, I forget her last name, Italian mystic, Blessed Anna Maria Taigi, all those ones, they really had a consensus that before the World War erupts, there's going to be these, and even before, or maybe along the same lines as economic collapse, there would be these civil wars. And so is that what's happening? Are the aliens going to drag us into a civil war? Who knows? But I tend to think civil war has to erupt before there's an all-out world war. I could be wrong there. That could just be Europe. Maybe here they take America out before the civil war start. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I do know that there's no such thing as aliens from outer space, and we need to get ahead of this as Catholics so that when everybody's losing their heads, we have the solutions to the problems. And people don't listen to words. That's why Protestantism doesn't work. Okay, they don't listen to words. They don't. That's just the way it is. I know this from marketing, right? So marketing, people have like a 4-second attention span. Like, it doesn't matter what you say, you have to show them. It has to be backed by actions. You have to show them the solution, or show them that you're capable of producing the solution, or whatever it is. And so it's really going to be, well, okay, if these are the aliens, here's the solution to them. And this comes from the Catholic Church and Mary, Jesus, and Joseph. I mean, that's how it's going to have to roll. C. Madden, agreed. The reactions to the drones are concerning. A lot of people are treating them as confirmation of their worst fears. Yeah. And I guess you're right. And when people are scared, they do desperate things. And so that's why I say I'm more, worried about people's reactions to them. It's just like now people are going to be looking for them. It's like, I'm sure at any given night, there's just drones. I mean, I know here we have a lot of building, construction, real estate. So there's always drones around here taking pictures of the houses for sale and the land and blah, 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 blah. And people, in their first reaction, a lot of these, and so listen, I'm in the South, okay? And I'm not going to do well here in the apocalypse, because their first reaction is to shoot them down. And it's like, well, what if they are looking for nukes? Like, what, like, why? There's just the logic and the reason not there. And what are you going to do if it's an alien? Like, okay, you're not thinking this through. So anyway, I guess that's all I got. I've been rambling for 24 minutes, but yeah, I got pretty holy water bottles. I have nice rosary beads, so that's how I'm rolling with it. God help me. God help me. So anyway, have a blessed Christmas. I probably won't be back on here. I will have some time off coming up, so maybe I'll make another video over Christmas break, but have a blessed Christmas, as my priest reminded me in confession recently, not this one, the one before it. This is a time to prepare our hearts for our Lord so he can be born into our hearts, and that's really what it's all about. And when you stay close to Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, as the viewer said, you are provided with grace that then makes you rightly ordered to be able to see things clearly, so that when everybody else is panicking, you can be the voice of reason, you can present the solutions, because you have the supernatural answers that nobody else has. And that's a powerful, powerful thing. So Catholics out there, don't underestimate that power. It's a powerful thing. So anyway, have a great night, and don't get too stressed out. Christmas shopping, I actually went out today because I'm running super behind, and it was crazy. I was out with the rest of the maniacs out there, but everybody was super polite. That was nice to see. There's no fights, there's no no drama, no road rage, so that was actually nice. Everybody seems to be getting along. So anyway, have a great night. Talk to you later. Joan of Arc.